The Business of Apparel podcast is your one-stop shop to learn how to launch, grow, and scale your apparel brand. I'm your host, Rachel Erickson. Now let's jump in. Welcome back to the Business of Apparel podcast, where today we're going to talk a little bit about your website. In particular, we're going to talk about your product pages. And I want to talk to you today about the anatomy of a good product page. What's a product page that actually converts? What do you need to include on it? And so the interesting thing about this is why is it important? It's because you need to make sales, right? You need money coming in. You've purchased this inventory. It is on your books. You now need to sell it to customers so that you can make a profit, make more money, and bring more inventory in, maybe design new products, have newness and freshness on your website. And building a product page is not just about slapping up some photos and making something look like, this is the product that I'm selling. It's about telling your customer a story. What is this product? Why does it exist? How did you make it? What should make them want to buy it from you? And so by starting with really, really good, clean photography, you want to start telling that story to your customers about your product through the way that they visualize it. Most people shop online visually, especially first. If they're going to your product description and looking at all of the other details, they're going to do that second. So high quality imagery, and if you can include video, that is going to be even better. I've seen on some websites, and when I built my own brand, one of the different images that we actually had on each product was a model kind of walking around and spinning around 360 in the actual garment. So someone could see it move, someone could see it on a body all the way around. I'm not just looking at images, I'm looking at something that actually has interest and watchability. It starts to, again, tell that story, especially if one of those videos that you include can be kind of in an environment that says something about your brand and about the story that you want to tell. So a couple of different shots that you might want to include here. Number one is lifestyle shots. How do you expect the clothes to be used? Are they meant for yoga? Are they meant for running? Are they meant for walking? Are they meant for golfing? Using imagery in the actual space in which you expect your clothes to be worn can be very, very powerful. There is right there the number one way to start telling your story about how this garment is meant to be used. Is it meant to be worn with or without a backpack? Can you wear a backpack with this? Or will it start to pill and shed over time if you put a backpack with it? Is it meant for hiking? Is it meant for comfy lounging around the house? Again, these are all so many different stories that you can tell, maybe even with the exact same product. But what is your target customer looking for? And this is where, if you haven't done that work yet, and you don't know exactly who your target customer is, you haven't defined them, you don't know their name, you don't know the ins and outs of their life, then you should go through and do that work first. Because if you don't have that base, that foundation of your business built yet, this part is going to be incredibly hard. You will not know what story to tell to them. You started your apparel brand a few years ago with a vision. And maybe you've thought to yourself, I should be able to figure this out on my own, right? Or maybe you've been searching for a quick fix, like a new manufacturer, believing that's the missing piece. But what if the real problem isn't your manufacturer? What if the secret to scaling isn't doing more, but doing it differently? What if you could stop wasting money on the wrong things and avoid costly mistakes? What if you could gain insider knowledge and community support from a team that has over 70 years of combined experience working for the hugest brands on the planet? Introducing my Masterclass, Secrets Behind Billion-Dollar Apparel Brands. This Masterclass is for you if you're ready to stop feeling stuck, frustrated, and insecure. It's time to stop putting out fires and start building a profitable, fulfilling brand that can stand the test of time. Join me and learn the real talk, transparent mentorship that the industry doesn't offer. Discover how to create a brand that works for you, not the other way around. Go to thebusinessofapparel.com/secrets and sign up today. So lifestyle shots are incredibly important in telling that story. Next is going to be studio shots. You want to be able to show the garment in its best form. And whether that's on a mannequin or whether it's on a live model, you want to be showing a front view, a side view, some 3/4 views, a back view, If there are any key details about the garment that you want to feature, like a really special pocket, or maybe there's a hidden feature somewhere, or where your logo is placed, those are all things that you can do close-up shots on. And when you're creating the photo shoot shot list for this, list all of that out. So if your photographer knows that they're doing studio shots, all of these different angles of every single garment, and then we're going to go do lifestyle, and we're going to have a shot list for that too. If you have the ability to also include user or customer photos on these pages where actual customers who have actually used your products, and maybe they've sent in a photo, or maybe you can feature like a hashtag from your feed or something like that where people have tagged you in their own posts and they're wearing your garments. Maybe that's something you can feature, and that will give other customers proof that people are buying your things, they're liking your things, they're posting about your things. That can be incredibly, incredibly powerful as well. Once you have your imagery and your photography nailed down, and you do not have to spend a bunch of money on hiring a photographer and a videographer. A lot of us, especially when we're just starting out, are doing this ourselves. So the key there is to have good lighting. You want to have good lightings. And if you are doing video and it has some sort of talking aspect to it, make sure that you have some sort of microphone aspect so that you don't get a whole bunch of background noise and static. Okay, those are the two biggest things that I can lend to you. Once your photography and videography is taken care of, the next thing that you want to focus in on is the description of the product. And again, this is a great way for you to verbally, like in text, tell the story. I'm not sure if you guys have ever seen that Seinfeld episode where Elaine is trying to figure out how to describe the boots from the J. Peterman catalog that she's kind of been wearing around. And at the very end of the episode, she's just like walking through the cold New York streets, and she comes up with this story in her head. And it's like this beautiful poetic story about the boots, and it helps them sell the boots. I don't know. That always pops into my head when I think about product descriptions. My parents loved watching Seinfeld, so I kind of grew up watching that. But that's a really good example of how you want to tell a story about your products. How are they meant to be used? What is the emotion that's evoked when you're wearing that piece? Brands that tell stories like this in their product descriptions are going to have a lot more success than brands that just tell you the straight facts about the garments. This is made from sustainable materials. This is what the fit is like. This is how we made it. Those are not always going to evoke the same emotions as if you can put someone in a situation. Describe the smells, describe the sounds that they hear maybe when they're wearing it, doing their yoga practice, or going on a bike ride. Describe the beauty of being in nature when you go on a bike ride if you're trying to sell your cycling apparel in your product descriptions. Those kinds of things are going to go a very long way. It is important, though, to also list out the features of each garment. So maybe you've told your story, maybe there's a beautiful poetic description of it, you've started the narrative, but now you also want to bullet list out all of the different features of this garment. It's got this many pockets, it's got a full-length zipper, it's got a Vislon zipper, it's got interior hidden pocket at the chest just for your credit card. It's got, what are all the features that you and your team built into this garment that you now want your customer to know about? Because especially if they're shopping online, they're not touching it. They can't feel it. They can't look inside and see all of those features. Your photography should be helping them with that. But additionally, describing those things is going to help them confirm, is this what I think I saw in the photo? Is this an interior pocket? I love an interior pocket. Yes, right here it says it also includes an interior pocket. Confirmed. And now I want to buy it. Those are the kinds of things that will be important there. Your tone of voice in this entire area should come back to your brand ethos. What is your brand? Are you a playful brand? Are you a serious brand? Are you a professional athlete brand? Those kinds of things should go into the descriptions and the words that you then use throughout your entire description. Next up, let's talk a little bit about buttons. Buttons should be clear and easy to find. This is your call to action on your product page. You are asking someone to add this item to cart. It's really, really easy for them to find if that button is a bright contrast color. And if it says add to cart or buy now or something like that. And so being able to highlight the button, that call to action of what you want them to do when they're on that page is the next key thing that you need to consider when you're building out your product page. There's something that we like to call above the fold when you're building out a website. And so this is actually the area of the website that doesn't require someone to start scrolling yet. So if your button is actually above the fold, it's high enough on your product page that someone can find it without even having to scroll down. That is also going to help you a lot. Now, the next area that I want to talk through is, of course, my bread and butter. We're going to talk about your sizing chart. If your customer doesn't know what size they are at your brand, they will probably walk away from shopping at your website. It is going to be too difficult of a process for them to understand what size they should buy, what size they fit into, how is this going to fit me, if there is not a clear size guide and fit guide. And what are the differences? So size guide, which you'll see on most websites, if you don't have one on your website, you better get one up right freaking now. I am telling you, if you don't have a size guide, no one's buying from you. And if someone is without a size guide, you probably have really high returns. And that size guide will save you from returns over and over and over again. So go work on a size guide right now. And that tells the person how to measure their own body to understand what size they are in your brand. There is no standard for this, unfortunately. There is not an industry standard for size guides. It depends on your target customer. Who are you selling to? What is their body type like? And then how are you intending the garments to fit their body? So if your size medium measures a certain way and you expect it to fit a woman who has certain measurements, those are the measurements that you need to put into your size guide. Someone needs to be able to measure their own body and take a look at your size guide and understand what size they are in your brand. That is so, so incredibly important. A fit guide can be something that's a little bit different, but it should supplement it if you have different fits at your brand. For example, if you have a relaxed fit, if you have a skinny fit, if you have a boot cut fit, let's say you're a denim company, if you have a wide leg fit, those should all be described in words so that people can understand how that will fit their body once they receive the garment. A skinny fit is going to hug your body. It's going to feel like a hug. A wide leg fit is going to hang off of your hips like an A-line skirt would off of your hips as well. A boot cut fit is going to flare just below the knee and be really, really wide over your boots. Describing those kinds of things when it comes to the fit. In cycling, we use this a lot. We use form fit, semi-form fit, and relaxed fit. A form fit garment is what you see like true roadies and the pros out there wearing. It is like suctioned onto their body. It is super tight. It is meant to sometimes even be compressive to help your muscles work better. Semi-form fit is like the next level up. Those are usually like our weekend warriors. It's our moms and dads who go cycling on the road every single weekend. They want to look like a road cyclist. They want to have all the features of road cycling apparel, but they don't want to wear something tight. They're not comfortable in it. So that's semi-form fit. And then you might have a relaxed fit. And this is typically what we see our casual mountain bike wearers riding in. A relaxed fit is like a t-shirt and some baggy shorts. Those are the differences. And so when we're building out a cycling apparel website, we definitely want to describe all of those different things so that when someone receives a form fit garment, they understood when they were buying it that it was meant to be compressive. Because if they don't understand that up front, they receive the garment and it's really, really tight. We get reviews that say, this thing is too tight. It's way too crazy. I'm returning it. This brand doesn't know what they're doing. Well, the brand does know what they're doing. It's just that they didn't put the proper fit guide up on their website to describe that to the customer. The other key thing to put with size and fit, if you can, is customer reviews on fit. This can be really, really helpful. If you have customers who are coming back to you and saying, fit's a little bit bigger than most other brands, or fit's a little bit smaller, or I would really recommend you buy a size up or a size down. If your customers are saying that, number one, please listen to their advice and take a look at your grade rule. If your customers consistently tell you that they have to size up in your stuff, your grade rule has an issue and you need to fix it so that your customers can actually buy the right size. Okay, so that's my little caveat there. But putting all those different notes on your website, this is what our customers are saying. This is what we recommend you do. This might help you find the right size. That can be incredibly helpful too. And speaking of customers, if you can then near the bottom list any other 5-star reviews, customer testimonials, client reviews, anything else that you can put in that area so that people can see how people used the garment. Did they like it? Did they return it? Did they hate it? Was there something about it? Now, you should be able to review your reviews before you put them up on your website, unless you want to be very, very transparent. But most brands will typically prefer to review the testimonials that are coming in from their customers and then really post the ones that are best. You've put in the hours, you've mastered the fundamentals, and your brand is no longer a passion project. But somewhere along the way, the hustle that got you here started to feel like a trap. You're building a business, not just making clothes, and you're starting to wonder if you'll ever crack the code to consistent, profitable growth. What if I told you that industry's top brands aren't just working harder, they're working smarter, with a clear blueprint for everything from line planning to streamlining their supply chain? This is the insider knowledge that's typically kept behind closed doors, but now it's accessible to you. Introducing The Board, an annual membership designed to give you that strategic advantage. Led by a team with over 70 years of combined experience, we provide the honest, real talk mentorship you need to move from busy to truly successful. We'll show you how to focus on the small, consistent actions that lead to massive progress, helping you build a legacy without the burnout. It's time to stop second-guessing yourself and start building with purpose. Don't pay attention to the chaos. Pay attention to what actually matters. Join the board and unlock the proven systems that will transform your brand. Go to thebusinessofapparel.com to find the option that's right for you. I can't wait to see you in there. Now, if you fully opened it up, like an Amazon or something like that, and you have a whole bunch of 1-star reviews, a whole bunch of 3-star reviews, and a whole bunch of 5-star reviews, so that you have the full transparency there and people can truly see what's going on with your customer base, that is definitely a philosophy. But at first, you might want to weed out anything that is going to have a negative opinion of your garment, so much so that someone wouldn't buy it. Or the other way that you can handle that is to show the way that you respond to something like that. That can be incredibly, incredibly powerful on a product page. Someone giving you a 1-star review that says, "This garment sucks. I would never buy it again. It doesn't fit my body." And you responding to them saying, "Thank you so much for reaching out. I'm so sorry that this happened. Can we send you another size? Can we help you facilitate a return?" That can really help your customers see the way that you do customer service. And that sometimes can be even more important than anything else on the page because they get to see your values in action. Last but not least, if you are having a little bit of trouble doing sales on your product pages, you can always use a little bit of a sense of urgency through some of the tactics that I'm about to talk through. So number one, you can list like, "There's only 3 left in stock," or "This price only lasts for another 24 hours. Those are definitely things that you could use to encourage people to buy now. And sometimes that can be really, really helpful if you include that on your product page. Bundling is another great way. Some brands will do like a BOGO, like a buy one, get one. And it's not always like a buy one, get one of this product, but like buy a jacket, get a pair of socks for free. Buy a women's t-shirt, get a kid's t-shirt for free and match mom. There are definitely different ways that you can bundle certain things. And that's also really helpful sometimes for gifting around the holidays. If you're thinking about holiday sales that are coming up, if you have bundles where people can buy 3 t-shirts at once and it actually reduces the price for them, or 5 pairs of underwear or 5 pairs of socks, and then they can actually get discounts that way, that can be a really great way to also promote people to buy. Moving beyond the product page, a couple of other key items that I just really quickly want to cover about your website. FAQs really, really help your customers understand what to expect from your brand, especially when it comes to customer service. What is your return policy? What is your shipping policy? All of those kinds of things can be addressed very easily and quickly through an FAQ if you include that on your website. And then I have learned this the hard way so many times. If you probably go to my website right now, you might even find some terrible offenders of this. But whatever you build on your desktop, in your website, please, please, please check mobile. So many people are shopping on mobile right now. You need to make sure that the way that they're shopping looks just as good on a desktop, on a laptop, on a tablet, or on their mobile phone. So my challenge to you this week is to go take a look at your website. See if all of this stuff is being included. See if you can change or tweak just a few things here and there. Can I do some better storytelling? Can my imagery maybe be updated a little bit? Could I add a simple video and that would skyrocket my sales? Any of these little audits that you can take a look at on a regular basis and be considering how to revamp your product page. Increase the sales by looking at your website as a whole. Is it easy to use? Do people know where to go to find the right products? A simple website to use is going to convert sales all day long compared to a complicated website. So take some time this week, take a look at the website that you currently have, start just making notes on different things that you could potentially upgrade, change, tweak, master a little bit better, and then over time, chip away at that list. Just do one thing at a time. It doesn't have to be all at once. But over time, all of those little improvements will add up, and you might just start seeing conversions be much, much better within your brand. Thank you so much for joining me here on the Business of Apparel podcast today. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with someone else who might also find it helpful. And if you liked this episode, we would really appreciate it if you would put comments below if you're watching here on YouTube, or if you would leave us a review. Thanks again for being here with me today, and I'll see you next week. Thank you so much for listening to the Business of Apparel podcast. I would so appreciate hearing your thoughts on the show. And if you know someone who could benefit from it, please share it with them. My biggest desire is to help other apparel professionals understand the nuances of our industry so we can all work toward making better product for a better world. If you would like to connect further, I'd love to invite you to send me a message through my website, thebusinessofapparel.com, where I do weekly trainings through my YouTube video channel, a weekly newsletter, blog articles, and so many more resources to help you start and scale a profitable apparel brand. This podcast is produced by Box 7 Media, who I cannot speak highly enough of. If you're looking to start your own podcast, you can reach out to Jeremy at Box 7 Media on LinkedIn anytime.